Hey everyone, hey and welcome back to yet another episode of Battle Rap Resume. This is your host Tom Quee. Thank you so much for listening. Please follow the show at Battle Rap Resume. Please get in contact with me. Send me some emails, battlerapresume@gmail.com. I love getting the long form correspondence through. You know, I normally get a few for a week and it's great to hear from you guys. I always do respond as well. So please do get in touch. If you want to hear where those emails go on patreon.com/Battle Rap Resume. If you help to donate to the pod, you're not only supporting Battle Rap Resume and supporting future ventures that the show's going to get into, but you also get access to tons of exclusive content, including a monthly show that's only released on Patreon called Resume Review, where I read out the aforementioned emails, go through my battles of the month, talk about the show and stuff like that, and lots of other discussions as well. If you want to donate maybe a little bit more as well, you can get episodes before they come out, you know. I recently put Mickey Worthless on there. That was on the Patreon for a month before it dropped. There's going to be other big episodes going on. So depending when you're listening, go on the Patreon and check it out. Redbubble.com. If you want to pick up some merchandise, please subscribe to us on YouTube, on iTunes. Please leave a review also on iTunes. That would be really, really appreciated. There's been quite a few reviews there recently. But, yeah, I'll get to my guests because I'm really, really excited. You know, this is a show, as Battle Rap Resume at its core has always been about, writing and, you know, Cojay. You're one of my favorite writers in the league, man. You seem to you do seem to really value the punch, and like if I was to judge a battler and on how good they are, I need to just go and just where I watch the battle, I'm like, oh, like, you know, they give me that reaction to a bar, and that happens often when I watch you.
Thank you, I appreciate it. Yeah, like I think punchline battling was something I had to learn anyway. When I first got into battling, I was more of a like multi-rapper. I didn't even know what a multi was. Sure. But people told me I was a multi-rapper, so like the whole idea of constructing like a double entendre or a punchline was new to me, and I kind of I think it was when I came back, because I took a break from battling for a while, but when I came back I kind of got the hang of it a little bit more. But yeah.
And one of the things we're going to get into this as we go through the back catalogue, you know, we've got some great battles to get into. One of the things that I've noticed recently going through your battles, you love to name flip, don't you?
Yeah, name flips. Yeah, I don't even really notice until I watch a battle back how many name flips I've actually used in battles, but I think a lot of my best bars are actually name flips. In a lot of my battles. So yeah, I guess if I don't know your name, I can't battle you. You know what I mean?
No, that's fair, man. And before we get into the battles, there's something I've always wanted to ask you. Can you give me a quick history of yourself geographically? Like, you know, the accent is obviously, so people are always interested, like, you know, did you grow up in Jersey or?
Yeah, I grew up there. I wasn't born there though. All of my family, we're all English. I'm English. I was born in Essex. Yeah, when I was 3 months old, both my parents took me to Jersey, and I lived there until I was 13. Came back, and when I left home, I was in Essex for a few years, and then I left home, and I've been everywhere. I've been in Lincoln, I've been in Nottingham, I've been in, like, now I'm in Manchester, been here for a couple years, so yeah, I've been around a bit.
And when you were in Jersey, were you aware of battle rap at all, or?
No, not at all. I started rapping, but like I really didn't discover acapella, like in its format, acapella battle rap, until I was 16. It was the first battle I watched. It's gonna make me look unseasoned as shit, but the first battle I watched was actually Diz Cannabis. I remember sitting there watching Disaster and being like, I'm giving up rapping. Like I was like, I had no idea people could rap like that. Like I didn't know that it was possible. So yeah, I got mad interested from then, and yeah, battled a year later.
Yeah, so I mean, did Don't Flop come quite soon after you getting interested in Don't Flop? Do you remember the first Don't Flop battle you watched?
Yeah, first Don't Flop battle I watched was actually Innuendo versus Unanimous, that grudge match from time ago. Because I think it was related. I was watching a lot of King of the Dot, and I didn't even know there was anything like it in the UK for a while. And then I think it must have come up as a related when I was watching battles, and I see Innuendo and Unan, and then I got straight into the English scene, watching loads of guys from here, and some of my favorites are still from, most of my favorites are still UK battlers, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But before bars, before battling, like rap as a whole, were you rapping before you watched Diz Cannabis, or?
Yeah, I've been rapping since, I don't know, maybe I was 11, 12. Like, I think I wrote my first rhyme when I was 11, and then started actually trying to put music together when I was like 13. But yeah, I've been rapping for ages, and I just thought I could try and adapt it to the battle format, and I guess I had a good chance of doing it. And Been doing it since.
Yeah,
Can't escape it.
We get to the Rapping It Park Hampstead Heath event against Gove.
Gove, your most recent videos are from a year ago. In one, you clearly choke, and neither are even nearly dope. So the question I pose is, why you messing with Co? Because from what I've seen is, you choke more than an old folk with a cold sore in his throat when he smokes so when he poke both of your hands in the back of your throat like a
Now, this is quite a notorious event, isn't it? I spoke to Sleepy about this recently, who battled there as well. Quite notorious for the chokes.
Both Rapping It Parks of our year. Our year was it was difficult. It was a difficult time. I remember getting mad angry at people. Like people were just like, it was like back-to-back chokes for a lot of the event.
And you know, this is a tryout event of 2013. Was it as simple as just sending an email across and you got given a tryout, or?
Cause I tried for a while, I'd sent an application, I think when I was 16, when I first realized they had something here. And then I hadn't heard anything back for a while. And then I turned 17. I tried to apply again. And then I got an email during the summer saying to come down and battle what's his face, Gove, this event. And so I was hyped when I got the email back, because I've been waiting to do it for ages, doing freestyle battles with my friends and shit, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, when the day I knew I was actually going to do it for real, I took it mad seriously. Probably the most prepped I've ever been.
All right.
For a battle. Yeah.
This is a good one. You know, actually, I really, really like this one. I remember recently Danny Jaqq was trying to trend a hashtag saying bring Gove back. And, you know, Gove wasn't bad, was he? Quite an interesting guy.
Yeah, Gove was funny, man. Gove was actually one of the best from the event. So that's why I think the battle got as much hype as it did, because both sides were actually dropping. What was Gove's bar? He had that Murphy scheme.
Yeah, lots of Murphy flips. You know, he has.
I think he was just one of the ones who actually, because I know he'd actually had battles in Singapore. There's a Singaporean battle league.
Yeah, he had.
He'd featured on a few times before then, so I think he was one of the more experienced of the group.
Yeah, and this is the introduced as a 9th battle of 10 that day. You know, were you growing anxious? There must have been a lot of waiting around, hanging around.
Not really. No. I mean, I was just prepared to do it, really, just wanted to get it. I don't think it was angst. It was more like I knew I was going to smash it because of how prepped I was. I knew my bars, I could have done them in my sleep. So I just wanted to get them out. I was mad happy with the reaction that I got from that battle as well. So, that's one of my favorite battles I've ever done.
Yeah. It is a really, really enjoyable clash as a tryout battle as well. And these outdoor battles always have a kind of a nice atmosphere to them. And this was definitely, you can tell the crowd are like, fucking hell, they're not choking. They're actually, bars are happening. People are listening. And Gove in his first, Cojay, it's a common thing that happens. People write against you. You write your own bars. The Co as a flip is used, as a sort of name flip. Yeah. With these punches, Gove says, I'll show you the math if you think coefficient.
Yeah, I remember that bar.
It's Gove's almost B-Magic style structure, just constant flip punches, lots of Murphy flips, you say. A slightly more misguided line, but I liked where he went with it. You ain't Clifford, but I'll leave your whole body red, you big bitch.
Yeah, I remember. That got slept on, actually. It got slept on.
No, but you do that as well, Cojay. I've noticed that in some of your bars. You'll reference stuff. Shox does this as well. That isn't hard on paper, but you make it like a haymaker. For instance, you referenced Inspector Morse and the spin-off Lewis, which we'll get to. Here we have Gove referencing Clifford the Big Red Dog, but somehow it kicks. And Gove closing it out. I mean, Gove's quite original in this, but he closes out with possibly one of the most cliche things ever to do in battle rap: a kind of slick Rick patch on the eye bar. It happens. But as you kick in, a lot of times when you watch these tryouts, people can be unrecognizable to what they become. But here, you can clearly rapped a lot, clearly watched a lot of battling as well. You come with a serious presence delivery, quite fast, quite quick shot. Schemes are getting great reaction, taking shots, but they're not hitting me. I'm Neo,
the Neo, right?
Yeah, you gotta do that.
It was the longest setup I've ever written in my life.
Yeah. It was a huge scheme, but a strong round from both. And I don't know if you remember, after the first, says that was a crazy bar, and he's glad that he left the battle to the end of the day. He says that publicly, which is pretty affirming to see.
Yeah. I think because it was the first time, I'd never been to a Don't Flop event before then. Like, it was my first event and seeing everybody that you've seen online so many times before, it's weird. You do get that kind of starstruck feeling a little bit, because you're seeing people. Like, I remember seeing Villain. I was mad. Like, I was with a few of my friends, and it was just like a mad time to hear all the people that you've seen for so long online, like, actually in front of you. So yeah, I think some of the reaction I got from battlers and from that day definitely drove me to continue doing it.
And Go Over Again is decent here. He talks about you being from Jersey originally. It's like a bit of personals in a try, which is quite rare. We have a kind of played out, Unan does this, which we'll get into later, about you're originally from Jersey, so he's going to do a scheme about Jersey rappers. I'll give your chest an O-red and make your body surf. Yeah,
it was like surfing the Thames or something. Yeah, it was shotgun chug. Stuff.
From my arsenal, it's like, come on, Go. Jesus Christ. You do yourself do a little boxing scheme. This ain't going to be a tie, son. Which, not as original as Around, but still really, really enjoyable. And you take the win here. You said you felt you were very prepared. It must have felt good to take your first tryout. You actually take the W. Yeah,
it did. It was a fun time. I had a feeling like I was mad confident. Only because of how prepped I was, and how many people I'd showed these bars. I don't even show my bars to many people anymore. But then I'd probably performed those rounds to a couple groups of friends, maybe 4 or 5 times. And so I was mad. I knew that I could take it as long as I got it out and the nerves didn't hit me, and they didn't. So it was an exciting time, and meeting everybody for the first time. Some people that I met there are now my close friends. Danny now, loads of people that I met there and now I'm now cool with. So it was an important time, an important moment.
And it's just it's wonderful feeling, isn't it? You've won a battle, you can just watch the rest of the day, just kind of chill out. It's great.
Yeah, the battle after mine was Mac Sherry's debut.
Oh, right. against Sarcastic Kid.
Yeah, shit. That was the battle. Yeah, that was interesting.
What a way to cap it all off, I guess.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, it fit the theme of the event.
Yes,
to be honest.
Yes. Yeah, I feel you. And your next battle, we'll just touch on quickly. I don't really get into the bars here, but against Raw Talent, part of the top 8. I don't know if you remember, because I'm doing a video at the moment where I'm kind of going through a lot of the old Don't Flop extra videos and just pointing out interesting stuff that goes down. And just today, actually, I was watching you and Raw Talent are part of the top 8 vlogs. I don't know if you remember that, where you're on a bridge
in the middle of a field, right? Yeah, I remember that.
And you're you think I'm arrogant? Well, I'm a rapper. That's what I'm supposed to be, and shit like that.
The cockiness of me as a youngin'. I'm still pretty cocky, but I was just too much.
Do you remember Raw Talent?
I had to be.
Do you remember what Raw Talent said in his vlog?
No, I don't.
Well, he just starts off by saying, "Fuck Cojay, I don't like the kid," and he's going really, really aggressive on you.
Oh man, that battle was one of the worst battles that's ever happened in the history of time.
Right,
me versus Raw Talent.
Talk us through it. Why?
Well, to be honest, I don't know. I think my prep for that battle was I was just too gassed off the tryout, off being the first battle on Don't Flop Extra, and the views.
Yes, that's right. It is, yeah.
Yeah, I was I felt like I could do anything writing wise. So I don't think I really thought about what I was writing as much as I had previously, and just thought I could just walk in there and take them out. And I won the battle, but it's not an enjoyable battle to watch. You know what I'm saying? It's an awkward battle to watch. It's not all my fault, but it wasn't great. I had the bad bars. The the first Bad Bars episode was from my Raw Talent battle.
Oh, right.
I did that reverse bar. Oh, the Reese Witherspoon reverse bar. Yeah, that wasn't a great bar.
You should say, just as you said before, You versus Gove is the first battle on Don't Flop Extra, which is quite interesting, just in case anyone didn't catch that. But yeah, getting taken into the top 8 though, it's a show of good faith, isn't it, from the league after a tryout?
Yeah. I was mad excited to be top 8, and it was good fun going through the whole thing. Who did I battle in top 8? It was Raw Talent,
and then Bizzo,
the Bizzo battle was sick.
Outside, 5th birthday.
Yeah.
Bit more pressure on in this sense, because you beat Raw Talent, you know, you win this, you're in the final. Did you feel that, or?
Yeah, actually. I felt like, because of my Raw Talent battle, which I was totally unhappy with, I knew that I had to stop playing around. Do you know what I mean? So I started getting the hang of throwing punchlines and breaking down angles in that battle, just scratching the surface of it. And Bizzo was actually real nice too. Like, I really liked his first round. He had a lot of nice stuff, his J. Cole scheme, and I think it was a good battle, and it was a good environment to have the battle. We had Lil Pesci stood in the front of that battle, and it was I enjoyed it. Plus, I had the time to be in Leeds and see the 5th birthday, being on stage for the 5th birthday with all the big names like Disaster and Charlie Clips, and it was the big event, 5th birthday. So that'll stay in the memory for a while. Yeah,
it's kind of a slightly slept on event. When people look back at great Don't Flop events, 5th birthday doesn't get much of a mention, but there's some huge battles at that one.
Yeah, it was. I mean, like, if you were at the 5th birthday, I think you'll put it down as one of the best events, because the vibe was nuts. Like, I think watching some of the battles on camera, I mean, not all of the internationals had their best before, like, we're giving it their all or anything, but in the room, it was like, it was nuts seeing some of the stuff that was happening. Like, it was a really controversial event. There were a lot of things happening at the event between Disaster and then O'Shea and Charlie Clips when the orange, the orange, and the water on his shoes, like when Locks went through the
when Sharon got the flag out and
Arsenal. For an Arsenal ripped out in his hands.
You can't do that.
I'm most proud, but
he proposed.
Man. So it was a really,
actually. Yeah, there was. That's crazy. There's tons of shit went down. Oh no, and there was also and Kruger in that doubles battle. Like, was shouting out for that.
Fuck, suck my dick.
King of the Dark. Jesus Christ. Yeah, that was crazy. So we get into the next battle proper. This is against Mr. E.
Yet he thinks he got this off to a T. I think Nerd's lying. Is he for real? Will he amaze us with cursed rhymes? Nah, he can't win because I'm someone he won't rob in. Thick minds can't see these balls. They're blurred lines. And I tried to find music by Ree, but ain't shit found. Last time I heard Rihanna beat, it was Chris Brown. But your generic shit on the track, I wouldn't bump it, dude. If Ree made music, you know that it ain't nothing new.
What an imposing figure Mr. Ree is in the ring, like, to face a completely different challenge.
Mr. E was a strange battle, man. Like, he had a really strong performance. I mean, I think he took it based on his performance. For ages, I was angry about that decision.
Cojay, you won the battle.
All right, that's what I mean. You did. I was like, oh man, like, when I listened to his stuff, like, and I listened to I was like trying to be as objective as possible. And I was just like, I can't see what he said that beat me in the battle. Like, I couldn't see it. But now, like, he had a better performance than me. Like, he took the crowd. But like, bar for bar, I didn't see how I lost the battle.
No, we'll get into the bars themselves, but just generally, I remember watching this when it came out and feeling that you took it quite clearly. I remember a lot of the comments as well were a bit kind of baffled. And this is not to take anything from Mr. E. I'm a big Mr. E fan. I just think he's had better performances than this. And, I don't know whether there was a bit of consensus for him to win this. I mean, the Craze battle as well with him was a bit controversial of a win. So there was always that precedent. But if you just go quality, if I just go lines that I like, I watched it this morning, make my notes as well, it's just quite clear that you win. But, we'll get into it. Mystery starting out with kind of a trainer flip. Just going in on the shoes.
Found him in a bin outside or something, right?
Yeah. And obviously he is a really tall guy, and he's pretty threatening. Like, he gets in your face. It's quite bolshy.
Yeah, I look as small as I've ever looked in that battle. I look
enormous,
like I'm about 4'6" or something in that battle. Like, it don't make any sense. I haven't actually seen. I think I saw a round of Briggzy versus Mystery, but I can imagine the disparity in that battle if it makes me look that small. I mean,
he does. I've noted just that he doesn't really say too much in the first. His biggest reaction isn't even that heavy of a bar. If Cojay's bitching, I'll be murdering a bitch like OJ Simpson.
OJ Simpson, yeah.
Just kind of, you kick off your first with not too much reaction here. You talk of him mimicking Luna, and it does not quite hit him in the crowd. We have something that, Cojay, every battle rapper in the history of time will use a pacifist.
Yeah, pacifist bar. I don't know why he did that.
But then loads of great name flips, as we say. This is kind of your bread and butter. Last time I heard Ree on the beat, it was Chris Brown. If Ree made music, it ain't nothing new.
Yeah, nice.
You won't hear a kid's cartoon. It was Looney Tunes when this meddling kid ends Mystery like Scooby-Doo.
Sweet, the Scooby-Doo boy.
Yeah. Really heavy, and again, playing into that kind of age thing as well. And, Mystery, he has some great wordplay throughout his career, some really kind of stuff that you just would never really think of, and it's not even that hard, but it's just kind of, you appreciate the cleverness, like leave connoisseur like a wine taster.
Wine taster, yeah, sweet. That was a bar. That was a bar, definitely. It got on bad bars, that bar,
Oh, right, did it?
It was so, I thought that was the bar of any of his bars on the day. That shouldn't have been anywhere close to it. I think that was my favorite bar that he spat at me, to be honest.
He calls you Joe Budden's Down syndrome brother. Which, I mean, whatever, you can do. It's a bar. It's not that it's a bar as in it's a great bar, but it's something that he said. You call out his anachronistic use of Achilles, and then great Lost bar. After Crash, should have walked after the crash like John Locke did.
That's one of my favorite bars. I'd still from today. Like, I'm mad at how little, or it seemed like only got the bar. And when I was like, it was one of my favorite bars. What was it? In his third, this dick cut off like John Bobbitt. You lost. You should have walked after you crashed like John Locke did. Yeah, that's the bar. Yeah, that's my favorite bar of the battle that I spit anyway.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if anyone's. I can only think of one more Lost bar that I've heard. Kruger against O'Shea, where similarly he says you look like John Locke from Lost if he got squashed.
I rate that.
But I'd love to hear someone do like a Hatch bar or like some Sawyer shit or so. I don't know. I don't know what can be done. But I guess I'll put the number to his back, whatever the numbers are or some shit like that. I don't know. You're the battle rapper here. But Mystery, his third is quite strong. Quite an impressive flourish of technique. Again, the writing, if I point to the Lotta Zay battle or even the Big T battle, it's the guy's pen's crazy. He's got some awesome stuff. I just think here is a bit, okay, it's sort of okay. And he mentions a quote that haunts you. It definitely haunts these early battles, the whole don't flops flopping tweet. Can you explain the context of that?
Yeah. I think a long time ago, I don't even remember when it was. I think I might have been when I was first watching battles, and it was a 2-on-2 battle that wasn't particularly good.
Right.
I can't even remember who was battling. It was one of the 2-on-2 tournament battles, and I was just like, I don't remember my headspace, but I must have thought the battle was trash, so I said don't flop was flopping on the battle time before I did my tryout.
Okay.
And then they found the comment after I tried out, and then it blew up. It became like a hashtag.
Right.
It was things Cojay has done became a trend on Twitter. It was, I don't really know. It blew up out of proportion. then. And then it's been an angle ever since.
Okay, I see. I thought you posted it whilst you were battling, so it's kind of unfair, really, for it to be brought up.
Yeah, it was. I remember when Rowan posted, like, he posted, because it was before I got let into the top 8, and he posted something like, he was like, oh, I was going to let him into the top 8, but then, and then a screenshot of my comment from, like, so it was like, yeah, it blew up on Twitter for a while, but it got my tryout a lot of views, so I can't hate on it.
Yeah, you talk about his jump off background, because he was like jump off champ, wasn't he, or something like that? He jumped all over there.
I watched some of his jump off shit. He beat Sean O'Mac a few times. He become champ twice, and I don't know when he lost it, but I remember he was doing quite well on jump off for a while, which is surprising because I didn't really see Mr. Ree's style as that kind of like jump off style, but it did pop off on that platform.
Yeah, I remember Innuendo saying on the show, recently that when he was in his years of Exile, he battled on jump off a lot, and I think he was champ for a bit, but he's like, it doesn't mean anything, what I mean, in the grand scheme of things. And we come back to the name flips. It's over, pussy.
Yeah, that was cute.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, cute is the right word. This round, I made the seat like upholstery. I'm opposed to Ree, so I'll throw blows till I don't see upholstery. I mean,
it was all right.
Yeah, it's fine, but like in the room, did you feel shock when he was announced the winner, or?
I was not really, because I felt the vibes. I was thrown off from the beginning because my first round, I think I learned a lot because it was my first loss. And so I learned a lot from this battle and the battle after it, where like you have to not allow the crowd to make a difference to what you're saying. Like nothing that anyone else is doing around you can make any kind of a difference. And I think not getting reaction at the beginning of my round, when I thought I had a crazy opening bar, which it wasn't actually that good, thinking like looking back to it now, but I thought it was going to land. And when it didn't land, and he had just had a pretty explosive first round in terms of crowd reaction, I was like shaky for the rest of the battle, I think. So I wasn't that surprised that he'd won, but the whole time I was doing the battle, I felt like this bar was better. This bar was better, but I wasn't getting the reaction to confirm that. So
And if you had won the top 8, obviously Mystery wins, and as his prize goes on, no, he battles Bam, doesn't he? That's right.
Yeah, he battles Bam, and then got Ladazay.
And then got Ladazay. I mean, let's say hypothetically at the time you battle Bam and win. Who would have you wanted? Did you? Was that in your head, thinking who you could have got, or?
I think I would have said JC.
Yes.
Because that was the first international I wanted ever, and I still haven't done it. I still think I'm going to do it at some point.
Please get into UKBL when you guys like.
Yeah. That would be sick. I definitely want to do it because I like JC ever since obviously that classic with Chilla Jones.
Oh my god!
It's just you can watch that battle at any time. It's still fire. Like
it's one of my all-time favorites, man.
Yeah, definitely. That battle is a genuine classic. And since then I was like, I need to battle this guy. He's still good. I mean, he does oversaturate himself a little bit with doing lots of battles, but he does have really, really good content most of the time. Like, he's a great writer.
He's even 2016 he battled QP, Craig Lamar.
Craig Lamar,
that was a dope battle. Like, JC, I think JC's one of those guys that can seemingly keep battling, and doesn't quite water himself down. I get your point though. He is kind of oversaturated in terms of appearances, but and after the rebattle, you come back on the channel quite soon after. The rebattle was the end of 2013, I think, set the standard 10, if I'm correct. And then you come back to the first Raise the Bar event, as many people be aware, the first kind of Furts fronted.
It was a strange feeling, that event. Because everything had changed and no one was really talking about why. No one was really saying what had happened. A lot of staff were telling me they were going to leave.
Right.
When I first got to the venue, and that this was their last event.
Shit.
It was strange. It was a strange thing seeing Ian Daniels takeover of Don't Flop very, very shortly.
It's like, why did that happen? I
really don't know. No. Still don't really understand why it happened. I don't know, but it was an interesting event. That was my first choke, that battle. My first stumble in a performance, and it hit me hard in the second round, I remember. Craze was really good in that battle.
He was.
Hey, what was it? What was his bar? Like, I hit him so hard it'll feel like Fedor hit him or something. What was... Oh, I can't remember the full bar, but Craze was real nice.
Yeah, he was nice. Yeah, I haven't watched that back for a while, but after this battle, so this battle is uploaded February 2014, and the Danny Jaqq clash, which is your next appearance on Don't Flop, is uploaded April 2015. What led to this absence?
You had a debatable battle with Max Sherry. You had a debatable battle with Max Sherry. So in terms of your further battles, you shouldn't have had any. But you befriended all of the tryouts that rapped heavy so that you could get the fame from friends like Matt Perry.
I took a break because I did the battle, and then I was like, I don't know. I felt like, because I was not taking it as seriously. I'd noticed my decline in how I was writing for battles from the beginning. I think the problem was I was taking a battle every month. So I'd done, after Gove, I was doing like, it was Raw Talent, Bizzo, Mystery, and it was basically month after month. I did it in November, December, January. And then I was just, by the time I was writing the Craze battle, I was writing my bars last minute, and I didn't want to be that guy who was writing. I took that for not caring enough. So I was like, look, I'm not going to make myself, like, dry myself out doing these battles that I don't really, I'm not really in the headspace to be writing for battles at the moment, so I just took a step back. I was actually booked to battle Pamphlet in Newcastle.
Right.
When Definition came back for the Raise the Bar tour in Newcastle, and like 2 weeks before, I wasn't able to make it, so I had to cancel. And that was it. I don't think I came back to battling until I hit up BAM the next year when I first moved to Manchester. There was a lot going on in my life, plus, because I was moving around a lot. I was in Lincoln at the time when I was when I finished the Craze battle. I moved to Lincoln, and then loads of shit happened. I moved to Manchester, and then when I was settled in Manchester a couple months, I was like, I think I'm ready to come back to battling, and BAM gave me Danny at the very first Training Days event.
Yeah, and this battle, great battle, this one.
Yeah, it was fun. Yeah. It was a fun battle. I love the Fiddlers, man. It's the only battle I've ever done in the Fiddlers Elbow, but it's a great venue.
Yeah, it seems like a perfect venue for your style as well.
Yeah, sick. I just think, like, I don't know what it is about the vibe in there, but the atmosphere is awesome. I remember thinking it was my favorite battle after I'd come off of it, even though I stumbled in the third. I didn't really.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's a small kind of hiccup, isn't it? And do you remember, like, any sort of fan anticipation when your name was back on a card, or?
I don't know. I don't think I was, because I wasn't in any forums or anything. So I don't really think I was following it. I think I was just focusing on prepping, and I met up with Raptor not long before, whilst I was prepping for it. He was showing me battles, and I went over my material with him. But I don't think I was as involved in the scene at that point to know what the fans were thinking or what. That battle was me getting back into it completely. That's when I started popping up and seeing what people thought.
And it's interesting, isn't it, that, you know, the person that you have on your return, Danny Jaqq, was part of kind of a new crop that had emerged in your absence?
Yeah. There was quite a few people that I saw at Training Days that I'd never seen before, which was strange. Like, who was it? Heretic, Juan.
Yeah. I guess Kid Verbal to a certain extent.
Yeah, Kid Verbal killed it. Who was he battling? Hennessy?
Yes.
Yeah. I remember being very impressed with Kid Verbal until he called me out against Bizzo. Then I was no longer impressed. And I remember not wanting to like Juan. I didn't want to like Juan because I was like, this guy don't look like he.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
And then he battled Uno, and he had some crazy stuff, that bucket scheme, and like it was just He then I knew like Juan was the man.
No, he kills it. And Danny, in his first, introduces you as Cojay back from his holiday.
Yeah. Yeah, Danny was funny as fuck.
Yeah, no, he's great in this one. Jumped in a craze and it goddamn near killed you. Like neck nominations?
Neck nominations, yeah.
It's hard.
Sick. Yeah,
sick.
Sick.
He mentions you no-showing in Leeds against Cracker.
Oh, yeah. That was 6th birthday. It was a break battle. What happened then? I think I had a ride planned to get to Leeds. I had no internet at my house at the time. I was like going to a coffee shop to message Bam to tell him that I couldn't make the Saturday, but you're there for the weekend, so I'll come on the Sunday. And then I just couldn't get there on the Sunday, so I was like, Jermaine, I told Crack, I was like, we'll have to do it at some point, and we did. Yeah. A year later, so I couldn't make it to the Cracker battle, and then I didn't battle again. So actually, in the year that I had off, I had the pamphlet and the Cracker battle were both organized to go down. That didn't actually happen.
Right. Okay, interesting. I mean, would you ever imagine the pamphlet one being rescheduled? I know it doesn't battle much anymore, but... I suppose, I mean, I don't know how that would work stylistically. I mean, I'd battle basically anyone at this point. I think I'm happy to battle different styles now that I've battled quite a few times now, so I like to try new things, or would like to try new things. So I would be down to do the battle, but it would be a weird battle. Would be a slightly interesting one. So in your first, said I wasn't going to show up.
Yeah,
yeah. You know, you have to start with that, don't you? Go in on his choking. Obviously, Danny was kind of more notorious for the choking at this point. You would call for a moment of silence, but he'll probably have one.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. Drop a line and it's ... like Morse code.
Yeah, that was cool. It was alright.
That was hard. You might be hard if you didn't choke. If you spit and finish your rap verse, you flop more than you don't. This kid is getting it backwards.
Yes. Yeah, I liked that.
That's heavy. Lots of great lines in here. Loves the whole quit playing Jaqq. It's suicide like Robin Williams.
Yeah. I put a lot of energy into that punch. I think that's why I went off.
Yeah. You do put a lot of energy in though, don't you? Which pays off. You get really involved in the delivery.
Yeah. Sometimes. I mean, like, I've had times where I haven't. But yeah, I pick my moments to go all out in the aggression.
Yeah. Well, you picked them well. BITG is referred to. Who was this? Your crew?
Yo, BITG. It wasn't even really a crew. I'll tell you what. It was it was actually technically, it was the worst battle league of all time.
Right.
It wasn't an actual battle league. It was basically, if we were at a house party, or me and my friends were at a house party or something, or we're all getting smashed somewhere, if two people got into an argument, I would tell them flip a coin, and I would get, someone to film it on their phone, and they do a freestyle battle. I'll say we did something like 25 freestyle battles maybe altogether. People who can't rap. Yeah. Like, these people cannot rap at all, but they would freestyle battle each other, and we called it BITG, just off the cuff, and I just ran with it for the rest of the time, Jimmy, to pay homage to those moments.
Interesting. Okay, yeah. So I mean, Danny says they're big in the game. BITG, like a crew from CITV, and
that was fire.
In your second, you say to Danny, you had a debatable battle with Mac Sherry, which is just a setup, but he gets a huge reaction. So in terms of your further battles, you shouldn't have had any, but you befriended all the tryouts that rapped heavy, so you could get the fame from friends like Matt Perry.
Yeah, that was okay.
Yeah, nice. We get a Jaqq Thriller bar, Cojay.
Used a million times.
But I mean, still, it kicks off, and you style on him brilliantly. Really, I think the performance is great here. This is a work profession versus a rehearsed impression.
Yeah, I liked that whole scheme there. I didn't get much. I knew it wouldn't get much reaction because there wasn't really a lot to land in it. But I just liked how it flowed, so I kept it in there.
And it's quite a short round. Your second, I don't know if you recall, quite noticeably quite short. Even though it hits, it's still quite abridged.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what the times on the rounds were, if they were 60s or 90s. They were probably 90s, to be fair. I probably just didn't finish writing it. But yeah, I remember, I think I finished on the Bud Dwyer line.
Yes, yeah. The spit line, yeah. Danny in the third goes in on your personality, about to knock you off your high horse for good, like Christopher Reeve.
Yeah,
it's pretty nice, pretty nice. And he does the whole "I'm from the 13 filler crop."
Yeah, the filler crops, they're pretty accurate. So
yeah, I suppose. So it's a funny round, really funny round from Danny, where he's like, hates you, Bam hates you, what's good, man, this fan hates you.
Yeah, that went off. That was real good.
Yeah. Really funny, man. And just, you say in your third as well, you talk about him saying he's from the class of 13. That's a poor fucking joke. Your first main channel battle dropped 4 months ago. Yeah. Like, was that a flip or?
Yeah, it was a flip. Yeah, because I remember seeing it, and I must have just stuck in my head because I was like, he's been in the game for as long as me, but this is the first time I saw him on the channel. So I was like, yeah, I gotta keep that in my head. I think I was going to come up with some kind of a scheme about it, but just didn't. My third round was mad in that battle. It was mad all over the place because I was just trying to remember the bars and know like actual order after I stumbled. Like I didn't end the third the way it was meant to end. I think I spit the codeine bar.
Yeah.
And then the basement Jaqq bar, it ended on the basement Jaqq bar, but I don't even remember how the round was meant to go, but I think I just spat the first bars that came to me and then finished it.
Yeah, it does have a slight mishmash appeal, but it's still heavy, and yeah, the whole, you thought if you come with flow, Dean wouldn't feel lame, thought if you fucked with code, Dean wouldn't feel pain. It's nice, man. And I watched an interview today recorded afterwards with you guys. I think it was with Maisie Media, maybe it was someone else, but and you say you're not going to be able to sleep tonight knowing that you lost to Danny Jaqq.
Yeah, because I wasn't even going to this is what everybody says, I know, but I was not going to continue battling if I'd beat Danny. Right. I was just gonna beat Danny and then continue doing whatever it was I was doing, like starting, because I'd just released an EP and I haven't done music for ages because I've been so consumed with battle rap. But that was the idea. But then when I lost to Danny, I was like, what? I was like, I can't leave it at that. So it spurred me on to continue, and the battle after that was Shox.
Yeah.
So I mean, glad I did.
Awesome battle. Another person, I don't know if Shox might have been around when you were around back in the day, but he was quite a new guy on the scene. He was just coming off. Was he coming off the Sleepy battle at this point, perhaps?
Yeah. Sleepy battle was the battle before, yeah.
Yeah, which is, crazy showing from him as well. Like, how are you feeling going into this? Because Shox, even back then, was a bit of a monster. Yeah,
completely. I actually didn't know Shox wasn't around before I left.
Right.
So I didn't actually know of him. I think I'd argued with him on Twitter once before, and we didn't like each other. But by the time the battle happened, we were cool. But Shox was my hardest battle ever.
Should rethink pushing that act bias, sending shots to the States. I bet it backfires, cause Norbs only watch you perform because you act like us. So I'm your American Idol. It's in your style every rap verse, but Britain's got talent. So why you trying to get my act learned? Start dissing the accent within the ring of the gats heard. For judging the voice, I'll let it sing when your back's turned.
Everyone was saying Shox 3-0. He was a problem even then, and I think if I rematched him, he would again be my hardest. He would again be the hardest battle I ever had to prepare for. So he's no joke. But he allowed me to come up with some of my best stuff and kind of progress as a writer. So
yeah, I mean, it's a sensational battle in a really cool venue as well. Was this Dog Star in Brixton? Or
no, it was the Dog It or something.
Yeah, it was something dog, wasn't it? Yeah, but cool, great place to battle in.
Yeah, it was real good vibes in there, like with the windows in the back, like the glass wall kind of thing, looking over the Thames, real nice. It's a shame. I'm pretty sure that battle rap is like banned from that venue now because of whatever happened between like some battlers.
Yeah, I've heard a few people say that. I mean, the Royal Rumble went down there.
Yeah, classic. That was hysterical.
Yeah. Kraft versus Liv Winter.
Oh yeah. Another Kraft's standout performance a bit. He had a very good performance against Liv.
Probably his best performance, actually. Yeah.
Yeah. I'd agree. Yeah,
Jay Short's a good performance as well by him.
He beat Jay Short. Actually, in the judging, I think I gave it to Jay Short. And then when I was watching it back, I was like, why did I? What did I think? Because I don't think it was even close watching it back.
No.
But I was the only judge giving it to Jay Short for whatever reason. So yeah.
I remember.
Sorry, Kraft.
It's always. I remember. I think they released some trailer or something for some upcoming battles, and this was part of it. And they had the Shox's line was drew in the doorway like an architect, which is just wow. You know what a left brain sort of punch. And they had yours. Judging the voice that it sing when your back's turned. That's like a masterful line. Like that's an incredible line, Cojay. Like, you know what I mean? What were you thinking when you wrote that, man?
Oh, like I was, the setup, I felt like the setup was clunky, but it was worth it for the punchline, which is what came to my mind. I was like, this is a really, really obvious scheme. And as soon as I started it with, I'm Your American Idol. Yeah. And then mentioned Britain's Got Talent. And I felt the room, everyone like, oh, do you mean like, you know where I'm going?
I've got X Factor.
Yeah, that's the thing I wasn't going to do. Do you mean everyone like knew what was happening, but I was like, nah, the punchline will turn heads, so I'm still gonna drop it. So yeah, definitely that's one of my favorite bars of all time. Still, it just fit together very well.
Ridiculous bar. Like that bar's so good. I was speaking to my girlfriend this afternoon. I just sort of mentioned I'm doing an episode tonight, and I just started saying who you were. She obviously doesn't watch battle rap, but I literally said that bar out of context, and even her was just like, "That's so," you know what I mean? She appreciated it because it's just like one of those things. Like you watch The Voice, you'll get it. Like you know, I had to explain that shooting a gun is sing, but you know, apart from that. You call Shox. You know, it's great in battle rap. You know, one of the great things about battle rap is when you face someone, you say, you look like this, and sometimes it'll be spot on and you can't unsee it. When you called Shox Ian Beale with a snapback, it's lodged in my brain.
I have good, the EastEnders bars, I think, always go off because no one expects me to drop references to EastEnders. Yeah. Just naturally. So I had the EastEnders bar against Gove as well. I had the EastEnders bar, which is just another lookalike bar. But Shox is the spitting of Ian Beale. I'm sorry, Shox, but it's the facts.
I think he's called Adam Woodyat, the actor. I don't know why I know that, but I think he's like the longest serving actor on the show or something like that.
Oh, right.
Some sort of Guinness World Record. I mean, and you go into the sort of in your first. I mean, your first is crazy in this round. Fuck the burner spray wordplay. There's no substance there. These 4 5s give 6. Nobody fucking cares. It's just like that simple, blatant kind of just like admission is great. I mean, Shox, and if you remember this, you can definitely see this on the playback. He admits that he's losing after the first round, like out loud.
Yeah, I'm losing this. At that point, I was like, nah, it's too early. I said it like, no, you're not. I think I replied to that.
Right.
Because it was too early on, and he had some crazy shit. Like I watched that battle for his material alone. I think just try writing till there's no margins left. The whole skill, like how he constructs shit, and even obviously now he's like levels ahead of then. Yeah. But even then he was showing like how he was going to progress. His writing is just off the chain. You know, the flows and how it all goes together, like it's very smooth. So he was real good in that battle. I think his third was a bit short. If he had a longer third, he might have been more in the or a closer battle.
No, I think that's fair enough. His third is a little lackluster in comparison. You know, you go on his weight in the second. Fuck sick penmanship. You need a gym membership. Friendship means nothing. Forced to bury my tightest friend like George to Lenny and Mice and Men. Talk that Steinbeck shit.
That GCSE shit.
Exactly. That crook shit. Like, Jesus Christ, man. Yeah.
I got something from school.
Oh, man. Yeah, that's a great bar. And altogether, like, fantastic battle. Like, you were both on the up and come back then, like you say, you both developed loads, but just a great clash. It's one of those clashes that, like, if there was a rematch in a few years, I'm sure it would be fire as well. Like, you know, you seem to bring out the best in each other. Shox slightly less so. Not to put him down, obviously I'm like a giant Shox fanboy and stuff, but you know what I mean? Like, you know, he still brings some great material. And before we get on to the next battle proper, I don't really have any notes on this, but what was the what was the background between you teaming up with Ambi to go against Soljitsu?
Bro, that was such a random battle.
Yeah, it just doesn't make sense. Like, why?
It didn't. I don't even know the context it was offered me to in. Like, I don't know why the battle happened. I really can't tell you. And on the day of the battle, I'd been, like, the night before that battle happened, EURL did their event in Manchester where Raptor was originally meant to battle Tony.
Yeah.
And we were invited to the event, me, Soljitsu, Willzy, so Soljitsu was there, in Manny, and we went out that night and got, like, fucked up, like, smashed to pieces, and I woke up in the back of Willzy's car in London, and I was like, what? I'd, like, been sick in his car, I had to pay to get his car sorted out, I went straight to the venue, I was smashed, like, and just continued drinking, and then I was like, I have to do this battle. Me and Ambi as a team was the most random thing.
Yeah.
It just didn't, like, I don't know. We didn't work well together either because I refused to write my bars down. I hardly write my bars down anymore. It's kind of annoying, but I just don't. And he was getting mad at that, and it was just mad dysfunctional. I mean, it was funny in parts, but it was kind of awkward.
Yeah, I need to rewatch that. It's not fresh in my head, but just on, like I say, on paper, the matching of you three together is just a bit like, what? Like, you know, it was really.
It was so random. I think I just said to Rowan that I was down to be a part of April Fools, and then it was just in mind. But I think it was Ambi actually asking me if I would team with him. I think it was meant to be someone else instead of Soljitsu originally.
Right.
But I don't know. It happened anyway. I think me and Soljitsu would be a good battle to do solo at some point. Yeah. I like Soljitsu.
He's great. No, he is great. Brilliant character in the ring for sure. And next big battle that I want to talk about, great performance from you in this one, Briggzy.
Ginger prick, I ain't even sent for the kid. Done plenty of small cards, but this the first big event that I get, cause I know Show Cracker canceled Pam and then jet from the ship. And now for pissing off the captain, I've been sent to the brakes. So let's get to it.
I mean, you know, no one would have said it's an obvious matchup before it was arranged, right?
Yeah, nah.
And in the Q&A beforehand, this is Sunburn 2, which is obviously a great event. They did all the sort of, you know, the like I say, the questions, the interviews prior to the battle. Slightly tense between you two in that video.
Yeah, it was a little. I mean, it was tense as a whole, because I think when the battle got matched up, when we originally got matched up, we were at Revival, one of the first Revival events. And it was after the Revival event, he asked if I wanted to battle Briggzy. Me and Briggzy were like, yeah, sure, we'll get it done. And there wasn't really anything to the battle at that point. And then I brought a bunch of the Don't Flap guys to my house. So I think we had like Bagnall, Kruger, and a whole, like quite a few people here. Yeah. And like we got smashed, did whatever, and the day after, it's all this on Facebook and on Twitter about me like slagging Briggzy off or hating on someone. I don't even remember what the allegations were originally, but then all of a sudden it became a grudge match. Like there was some kind of an anger between what was going on, and then I don't know, I kind of sold the battle a little bit more, but yeah, it became more of a grudge match, and it had more aggression to it because of that.
Yeah, well, I mean, in the interview, which I urge people to check out, all of those ones are pretty funny just to watch, but this one especially, you know, lots of drama. Briggzy admits that he doesn't like you, and didn't like you before, you know, doesn't like you now. You talk of him being consistently average.
Yeah.
And you being inconsistently great.
Inconsistently great, yeah. Yeah, that was
if I want to win, you say I don't lose. He says, what have you done except getting banned?
Yeah, good point.
Yeah. It's a funny comeback. But we'll get into this one. I remember this was one that I was really gassed up for because of that interview and just knowing kind of what you could bring to it. What was the whole sort of him getting the cap in your face and you guys almost hovering at the start?
Yeah, I that was even weird for me because I was just, all I said, because I don't think he realized how close he was. Like, I don't think he realized his hat was touching my face. Do you know what I mean? Like, it was actually like rubbing against the bridge of my nose. And if like it's touching me, I'm going to be like, I was like, back up. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not trying to get that close to you. if you're in my face like that and you're actually touching me, I'm going to tell you to back up. And that's what I did. I was like, just back away. And he was like, what? I was like, oh no, this ain't going to become world star, is it? Like, this ain't just happened to turn on but nah, he, for a very, very brief second, it looked like it was going to go badly, but he just backed up, turned his cap around, and started doing the shit. And then after the battle, I think he was like, look, I didn't even realize that. I say he thought I was just trying to fuck up his rhymes by talking in the middle of it.
Right.
But yeah, nah, it was just a brief moment.
Yeah. He's done flop stuff. He says he could call times in your rounds and he wouldn't even say shit. And, you know, we get some nice stuff. My entourage loves drama, like they run with Vinny Chase. A little bit entourage stuff there. He mentions your last Twitter account being deleted for buying followers. Is that facts?
It's not facts. It's
Okay.
not facts. It's not far off. I mean, but I had an old Twitter account when I was first Cojay. So back when I was just making music and I wasn't a battler,
Sure.
I used to do all those like follow back. So I was like following something like 60,000 people.
Right.
And I had like 65,000 followers. And it was like, the reason I deleted the account was because like I was posting and the stuff was completely irrelevant to all the people who were following me. And I was like, why do I even follow all these people? I go on my news feed, I can't see anything besides a bunch of garbage. So I deleted it. I never bought any followers, but I did have a whole bunch of like random people on my Twitter.
Okay. And your first, fair to say, one of your best rounds ever?
Yeah, it was good, which is weird because I really had no confidence going into it that it was good. It was surprising. I wasn't very sure of my material in that battle for whatever reason. And yeah, I think the reaction spurred me on a little bit. So yeah, got lost in a moment.
Yeah, I love this round. I think this is a great round. You've done a lot of what you started with saying, I've done a lot on my way to sunburn. You got sunburned on the way here.
The opening jump. It was the first bar I thought of. It was the first bar that came to my head.
You talk about missing old opponents, in reference to, for pissing off the captain, I've been sent to the Briggzy. That's fucking insane. Like, I think I said before when we did the UKBL preview, I love that bar, and I always love that bar. It was cool how it fell together. I think the setup helped with that bar. I had all I had was the Briggzy wordplay in my head, and I was like, how do I build that into something? So yeah, I was like, oh, that'll work as an intro if I just like kind of talk about me like as a punishment, a Briggzy as a punishment, and I've been like missing battles, so tie that into it as an intro and it'll pop, and it did. Yeah, it killed. And it's funny, we were saying earlier about lost bars. The reason that I know what Briggzy are, because I remember there was an episode called The Brig, and it was about Sawyer. I don't know if you remember the Black Rock that was like that ship that was on the island and shit. I can't remember what was going on. I think he like killed his dad in there or something like that. But I just remember it was called The Brig, and I didn't know what that meant. I looked it up, and then when you said that bar, it was just the only time I'd ever heard it used in conversation. So I was like, oh shit. It's heavy. Talk about
it was the only Briggzy name flip available.
Yeah, true. Got to get one in there, right? We got a lot of Ryan in there as well.
Yeah, a lot of Lewis, a lot of Lou. So I did okay.
You talk about his height, and now he's even smaller than Raptor. So he has to live behind both their shadows. Like the Saurus used the click to play the cards.
I thought that was all right. It didn't get much reaction. I knew it wouldn't probably.
No.
But I thought it was good at the time. I mean, it was okay bar.
I mean, Saurus poker bars are a little played out, but
they are still pretty. But it was like a two-line bar setting up into the next one. So
Macklemore wouldn't see your name without Ryan Lewis.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
As soon as I like got both their names together and I looked at them on a piece of paper, I was like, I know what I have to do here. Like, it has to be done. It's too good a coincidence that they both have that name for me to miss out on Macklemore bar.
I will go on record, Cojay, with saying that you have the best Game of Thrones bar ever.
Oh yeah. What was the bar?
Why do you do this? Thinks he's higher tier because of the year in. You're seasoned and you've got more experience. When you try this battle shit, I'm feeling like Tywin Lannister, because when I sun this dwarf, I don't care for the Tyrion.
Tyrion. Yeah. I think what happened there is, as soon as I because obviously I'm a Game of Thrones fan, you can't it's good. As soon as I heard Tyrion, I was like, Tyrion, all right, I'm going to keep that in my mind. And I had the Tyrion wordplay, but no way to really use it. And then when it came to the Briggs battle, I was prepping, like, I think maybe a week and a half beforehand, and I'd finally found a way I had to watch his battle against Locksmith so many times before I could find ways to use some of the concepts I had for some reason. And that's why I think I was so unsure of the material. For some reason, I just I wasn't sure how I was going to make everything click. But it worked. I'm glad you liked the bar.
I love the bar. I love the whole fucking round. I think it's crazy. You go back into the whole Raptor relationship. Hearing it, so obviously they have battled Shox and Tally at this point, I believe is what you're referring to. Hearing his bars and forgetting yours, so Raptor had to have your back and rest the course. About the main guy, Lewis spin off like Inspector Morse. It's like Shox did a bar against the housing website Rightmove, and it's hard as fuck. It's like, how do you make an Inspector Morse bar kill? But it does.
Yeah, occasionally you can make those obscure references work. Like, it's nice when they pay off.
It is. And then the whole Wall of Death, weakest in the mosh, gonna die in the pit.
Yeah, I wasn't sure anyone would know what the Wall of Death was.
Right. Yeah, no, it was a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, but it went off, and I think it went off mostly not because of the bar, but because it was the end of the round. But you know what I mean? Because I went heavy at the end, and then it was make some noise for that round. So
yeah. But no, it's not. It's nice, man. Especially the whole mosh pit tie-in is just really good. Briggzy in his second discusses you going out to King of the Dot.
Yeah.
What was that?
I was going to be on World Domination 5 GZ against Ellipsis, who Quill actually battled.
Yeah. Ellipsis isn't bad, man.
Yeah, at the time I was totally uninterested in.
Oh, at the time, he's gotten better recently, I feel.
Yeah. At the time, he was okay, but it was the idea of prepping for it. If I didn't want to take a battle out in King of the Dot, my debut in King of the Dot, where I wasn't 100% yes, I need to completely smash it. If I went there and had a mediocre performance, I would just never live it down. When I will go out there at some point, but it just wasn't the time for me. So we'll do it again at some point, but I wasn't going to battle Ellipsis then and there.
That would be great to see you on King of the Dot. And I get the feeling just with the accent, there wouldn't be the standard problems posed to most, British guys going over there.
Yeah. I mean, I think one of the leading causes to Shadi's success out there was because his accent is mad accessible. It's not one of the thicker accents. For some reason, Americans just can't get their head around really slightly different accents and can't understand them at all. This was something that actually annoys me a lot. Some Americans will completely overlook English MCs and rap coming from England just because the accent isn't the same. It's just what?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think going over there, they would accept me because I don't have to speak in a thick accent. Although it's not really American anymore. It is a bit, but
yeah. Yeah, maybe to them it wouldn't be, but I guess to us it is.
Yeah.
But okay, so let's say you went over there and you battled, I don't know, GZ, whoever, and you beat him, and then Organic's okay, you can pretty much choose who you want. Who were your dream sort of King of the Dot matchups?
King of the Dream matchups, I'm not sure, I'm not sure. I mean, I know what would probably be good battles.
Maybe you versus Psychosis or something? Yeah,
me and Psychosis would be good. I'd like to battle Psychosis. I think I'd rather battle Peanut.
Oh, yeah.
I think, he's good, but I could take him.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I think...
It's a lot of name flips with P and Nut.
Yeah, exactly. Opens me up to a lot of options there. I think that'd be. I don't know of a dream matchup on King of the Dot. I mean, like, I don't know. Like, who's King of the Dot? Would you say, like, King of the Dot homegrown? Like,
yeah, it's hard to say, isn't it? Really, because a lot of them are American for the most part, I suppose. Yeah. Who are the real big Canadian guys? Obviously, Sharon's kind of too stratospheric, really, to go against. There aren't too many that are Canadian based, really. I know he's not theirs either, but A-Ward is quite nice.
A-Ward is dope. Like,
yeah. I really like A-Ward as well. Really, he's got some good stuff. But I mean, yeah, we'll see when that comes about. But Briggzy Battle is awesome, and it's, you know, another rung in the kind of reputation build up. Not that it was that tarnished, but, you know, Danny Jaqq Battle was great, Shox Battle was great, Ambient Soldier Battle was a little weird, but still not bad. Cojay, the Briggzy was a knockout. You had the Cracker Battle as well. Very, very cool for Don't Flop to gift you DNA.
Yeah. That was fun, because I remember the lead up to the birthday event. For ages, I thought I wasn't getting anything because they left me hanging for a while. They'd announced most of the matchups at that point, and they were like posting things like, all the matchups are solidified for the birthday. And then Rowan knew that he'd like left me for a while, and then he was like, look, post me the DNA battle. And I'd actually asked about battling DNA after I'd battled Briggzy. I was like, if it come to internationals, like JC or maybe DNA. He was like, I don't think the DNA battle is going to happen at this point. I was like, all right, okay. And then when I got it, I was like, yes. The DNA battle was sick too. Like, he was actually dope. I was not expecting DNA to even try. So the fact that he had the performance that he did, I was really happy about.
Yeah, I remember Battle Rap Chris having it as the battle of the night in the pre-party, and it is a fucking awesome battle. I mean, what was it like? Because DNA is like a legend. Like, you know, he's battled so many people and been on the biggest stages. Like, was it surreal having him in front of you with his face looking unimpressed as you did bars?
Well, yeah, a little bit, because DNA, like, my first battle was Diz Cannabis, but then I went on the Diz wave. Do you mean? I started watching loads of Disaster battles. So Disaster DNA was naturally one of the battles that I liked a lot from both sides, actually. And so I'd watch loads of DNA battles, and just to, I don't know, see him try and make bars like about me was like, I don't know, kind of like fan moment there. Do you know what I mean? It was good fun. He had a lot of code name flips.
Of course. Co-defendant, co-owner league. That sort of stuff. It is mad, you know, Chiller and introducing you. Bullets there, Big T. Like, it's just wonderful to see, really. I mean, and in such a short space of time comparatively, from battling Gove in that park to the extended break to the comeback to battling DNA, you know, to battling a fucking member of NWX, rapid ascension.
I was in my bag then. Like, and my writing for DNA was good. I don't know what really led to the way I wrote. I haven't really written like I wrote for DNA in a while. It was a lot like, it was short punches. I was kind of trying to mimic his style a little bit at the beginning. So I was doing like a lot of just 2-bar punchlines. Do you mean? Like twos. And I haven't done that kind of style in a while. I'm going back to kind of doing the 4s and the delving into angles and whatnot. But for a 1-round battle, I really enjoyed doing that battle. I think it was a lot of fun.
And the 1-round structure, is that your only 1 round up to that point?
Yes, the only 1-round battle I've ever done. It's cool. Like, I like the 1-rounders. I don't really think it feels as much like a battle. Because in a battle, if someone goes crazy in their round back to you, you know you have to kind of step the energy up and gauge it. Do you mean? And the people who can adapt to that can kind of win it. But either way, it was a good showcase.
The whole, I mean, you talk about the chess incident, at the start, kings get checked, queens go for the piece.
You
know, Ali, you twitching.
Yeah, the twitching bar.
Really funny to see Chilla's face through the Tesco bar. He doesn't get it.
Yeah, Chilla's just like looking at the gun, looking around, like that was funny. Bullets seemed to get the bar. I don't know how, but
no. I guess he seems like the guy that's clued up on most things, I suppose.
Yeah,
and he just I got you. I know the thing. Like,
I believe it. I believe it.
On board with the grind, but Eric Costin you?
Eric Costin. I had to do an Eric Costin. I couldn't think of any other Eric flips, to be honest. I tried.
You ain't shot a gun. Find it hard if you were even given a mill. Donald Trump.
A little viral video.
I mean, loads of great stuff there. Like this is a wonderful battle. And next battle that I want to get into is like. This, for me, personally, is one of the battles of 2016 for Don't Flop. You versus Unan.
That was hot.
Crazy battle, man. I mean, I think when this got announced, everyone was really happy about this because, you know, it's always good to see Unan go against anyone. But I thought, you know, people felt that you were someone who could rise to the challenge and really bring out the best in each other.
You were talking mad bitch shit about bad business and how you all skint, but then you fold and apologize, so why you acting like such a soft bitch? Bro, if I want to see you crying over money, I would call Mitch. So what's all this? Fans trying to say you lethal, you play the Dawn online, but in the face you feeble and claiming veteran, when the only way you could say he legend is because of Tom Hardy acting trying to play two people. We don't have.
Like, thanks for the shout, by the way. Thanks for that. But he, Unan was crazy in that battle. He was real good. Like, I didn't like some of his angles because I didn't really think they were relevant. But in terms of a performance and capturing the crowd the way he did, real good. And it was fun in Sheffield. That venue was pretty cool. Like, so.
It seemed so. And there was a lot of good battles on that card as well.
Yeah, Shox, Johnny Storm, Shox killed that shit.
My versus duo battles. My verse O'Shea. Oh my God, O'Shea against my verse, and Shuffle T versus Harris. Mad. We kind of had the emergence of Bobby Rex as well against Ambi.
Oh yeah. Bobby stepped up. He did that the AMBI scheme. Yeah, that was sick.
That was very, very creative. And Unan at this point, was this someone that you were gunning for, you wanted to face?
It was kind of like before this battle happened. I think I was talking to when we'd set up the Briggzy battle for Sunburn 2. We were talking about doing the Unan battle at a revival event at some point. And I don't know. I don't think he at the time. No, but then when it got rematched, I was like, all right, let's get to it. I don't even remember who it was. I was after at the time. I can't think of it, but the Unan battle just came along and it was like, this is a good matchup. And Unan was on a rise after the Big T battle and the Shuffle T battle. And I just come off the DNA battle. So it was like, this gonna make for a good battle.
And you flip it in the first, but just before we get into the bars themselves, there was a bit of an incident, wasn't there, with Unan and Psychosis?
Yeah, I wasn't there for the incident. You know, I was. It was the first thing someone told me as soon as I walked through the door. Like, I think it was even the guy at the door. I think it was Jace or something. He was like, "Yo, by the way, like, Psychosis got into it with Unan. Like, he headbutt him, right, or something."
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, and so I did the flip at the beginning of my first round when he did that dealing with Psychosis bar.
I
didn't even finish the line. I don't know if in my mind I had a finish to the line.
Yeah, that felt like just the necessary close.
Yeah. I was like, if it hadn't got reaction, I don't know what I would have said afterwards. If anyone listening wants to go deep into the Unan Psychosis beef, when I had Psychosis and Flex Digits on all those episodes ago, great episode, Psychosis just gave like a 10-minute kind of soliloquy going into it, so definitely check that out if you guys want to know. But Unan kicks off talking about hunting season, you know, people don't send anymore, they just want to clear the air. I'm trying to make it radioactive. It's such a Unan thing, but still. Yeah, it's bad Unan.
What rhymes with Cojay? Loads, mate. Which is, it ain't Twitter, it's battle rap. Here there's no character limitations, which is kind of slightly been done before, but still hard. Like, I think this is maybe Unan's that's not a weak round from him. I think your first kind of outshines him a little bit here.
He was playing a defensive round, I think. It was a defensive round. He expected to lose the first, I think.
Yeah, I think that's maybe fair. Talks of like stats as you posted on Facebook and all that sort of stuff, accomplishments. He gets reaction to a bar that I'm like, is this good? Fabricate weapons like a beanbag gun?
It's terrible.
Yeah.
It's a terrible bar.
I agree.
I don't know why it went off. I'm still confused. I remember when I heard it and I was like, what? Like, fabricate weapons like a beanbag gun. Is a beanbag gun a thing, for one?
It is, yeah.
Is it a thing?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, but does it?
No, it doesn't make weapons. No,
so I don't really know. Like, I guess because beanbag is a fabric, is like what?
Yeah. It's kind of a sort of. Yeah, it's not his best. It's not his best. Let's just say that. But we'll allow that. He does have the whole, the Nunan funniness that he has. The whole the Tesco, this is the Briggzy logo. Try me, it's 5p, bro. Even by standards, that's quite cheap.
Quite cheap. Yeah, I rate that.
Yeah, that was funny, man. Getting in on that as well, and like you say, it was a great venue for it. There's a lot of people around, awesome atmosphere there. Kicking with the flip. You should be dealing with psychosis. I know you're trying to get a headbutt, etc. Like you say. If I want to see you crying over money, I'd call Mitch.
Yeah.
So they had beef. Was that 6.5 birthday or something like that? Or?
Yeah, you remember before Unan battled Tony?
Yeah.
Yeah, they. That's what Tony was referencing in that battle as well. When he said you cried today, or when Locksmith says you cried today in the background, it was to do with the Money Mitch situation, because I think Unan had kind of like spoken out of turn on Twitter, as he kind of been renowned for doing, and Money Mitch was the wrong person to do it to, so Mitch tried to confront him at that event, and it didn't really go great. So I think Mitch kind of put it on him a little bit, and that's where the history of that bar came from. Mitch hasn't been around for ages. Sorry, I just got caught.
Has he battled?
Yeah, he's battled twice.
Okay.
He battled at the same event I battled Raw Talent at, actually. Soul Jitsu versus Money Mitch.
Oh, okay.
When Soul Jitsu's second battle or something. Yeah, that was a good battle. Okay. And I think he also battled Flawless in not such a good battle.
Right. Okay, yeah, I need to... I don't need to check that out, but I'm glad that I know they exist now. I can add that to the memory bank. Claiming veteran, when the only way you could say legend, because when Tom Hard, he acting, trying to play two people.
Hard. Like that bar.
Talk about his ups and downs, his record. He only won two out. Out of 5 battles, you didn't get bodied in 2. Which plays around. I mean, great round. You're really going toe to toe with him from what he's put forward. Again, constant theme here. You got the Inspector Morse bar that's fucking hard, and then we have this an aggression he can't sever in the pen, bullying Tommy like Angelica.
Yeah.
Talk that pickle shit.
Bro, I was like, I'm going to have to put everything into this bar, because it'll be the only time anyone ever spits an aggressive Rugrats bar.
I was Angelica.
Yeah, exactly. It was like, it's either not going to land or it's going to land hard. So I got to get angry at this one. So it goes hard. Fucks with it, man. So good to see that, Nick Erlodian or something like that. I don't know. Some sort of pub from that. Fuck with that.
Decent round. I think I agree with what you were saying earlier about Unan's slightly misguided round here. It's kind of similar to Shuffle against Bullets, where Shuffle clearly couldn't think of a second round, so he kind of used Bullets as a conduit for URL. Unan's using you as a conduit for rounds wordplay. I've been watching a lot of your battles today. I didn't see one round line.
I'd never spat a rounds bar. That's what I was confused at the angle, because he even tried to quote one like of the bars in his round, like that never existed. I'd literally never used the wordplay. I think he'd also was like trying to say I was like a gun rapper. I think I've spit a gun bar against Shox, and that the judging the voice bar, and then one against DNA. But in context, so I didn't really see the angle as applying to me for most of the time. It was funny though. Yeah. It was funny, but yeah, just not really applicable.
No. I mean, again, it would work better against, say, like a head ice or something, but it doesn't really kind of make sense against you. He does play it for a comical effect. Talks about going in the freezer and eating a stuffed crust round. Which isn't bad. But again, it's kind of the teeth stuff as well. It's a bit like when he was doing it, it wasn't bad, but I was like, this isn't what I want Unan to do. Like, you know what I mean? It's not kind of what you want him to hear. Some nice stuff though, undoubtedly some nice stuff here where he basically talks about some of the cancellations on the day. Ink block test, they put you in front of the professional holding up the card.
Hold up the card, that was sick.
That's nice.
That was sick.
That's really nice. And then the whole Quran, like the
highest person. It's above everything else in the room. What good's bringing light work when I've been circuit training? Sweet.
Strong round here. And like, I love your second as well. Like, I have to say, I probably think Unan takes to third. He did. You know, and a lot of people in the judging seem to sway, Unan's second and third and you the first. But I kind of got you winning the second as well, to be honest with you. You hate when he says, and you sort of play it as kind of him in the courtroom, the whole aftermath of him beating his missus in the courtroom saying, like the Kool-Aid man. I can't resist a name flip, and why should you when they're great like this? Everyone want a disco to a light spinning.
I was like, how have I not thought of this before? That was one of those bars. It was like, I should have said this years ago. Like, that was fun.
Dark stuff with his mom here. I mean, powerful stuff.
It was. I don't really usually do those kind of like that level of personals. Like, but I don't know. I just had some good bars, and I was like, actually, I can't avoid it. And it was. I knew it was a played out angle. It's an angle that's been used before, but I just had to. I think the first bar, one of the first bars I came up with for Unan was that Akon bar, and I couldn't let it go.
It's hard.
So I just built the angle around that bar, basically.
Yeah, it's a hard bar. I mean, it starts with him coming home, the bitch drugged on the floor like Cosby did it. The man's joking if he jots this shit. Only knows a can smoking for his mother's addiction. And then the Akon stuff, like you say, mom in bed, fucking slammed high as shit with another can pipe to suck. No, the man's life is fucked when he don't need Akon to see his motherland lighting up. That is like, wow.
I think I just see like an ad or something on Facebook of that, and it just popped to my head. Do you mean how it does? I was like, I can't let it go. So I built basically the end of the second round was just around that bar. And in the third, he brings up the non-existent guns, which like you say, you don't really use. It's not. I've done it before, so I suppose it is fair game to a certain extent. You lost to Danny Jaqq. Let's get back to that. He starts off by mentioning it, then returns to it, which is kind of haunting you. Ain't no rapper, and then he sort of goes in on light work. I mean, talk to me about light work. Are they still existing, or? Well, apparently we won.
Oh, you did? Yeah. That's what I'm still asking that, though.
We beat Team Hami out here. I mean, Jesus. We're like, I don't know. Everyone's kind of like broken and doing a whole bunch of other stuff since it first came about. I mean, Ed Danny's running training days. I'm not even don't flat much anymore. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. We're all really doing solo stuff. I think I don't really know what it is or what it ever was, really. Do you know what I mean? Like, we haven't really done much. I mean, we dabbled in a bit of music and shit. But it was pretty funny that we'd won Best Crew. That was just funny.
Yeah, thank you everyone for voting for that. That was the Battle Rap Resume Awards with Def. Definitely go check that out if you haven't listened to it before. But Unan going in on light work. Ain't no rapper in light work I ain't better than. Gave light work the blueprints. I'm Thomas Edison.
Nice.
He calls Heretic a lesbian. A strap-on specialist. And he just goes into what I really want to see Cojay when I watch a Unan battle. I want to see him go into monstrosity mode.
He did in that third, right?
Berserker stuff. And you have a good third still.
It was okay. Like, it wasn't great.
Slightly obscure Austin Powers bar at the end.
Yeah, but I loved it. I know it was like mad, like I just thought it was
independence, the sign of a man. I mean, it's nice, but you've got to think about it for a few seconds.
Yeah, exactly. I was a little bit. I don't think I should have ended a scheme or ended a round kind of based on that bar. It should have kind of been in the center of the round somewhere, because it wasn't one of those that was likely to land. But I dropped it anyway, so fuck it. And what was, dude? I think my favorite bar in the third round was the Harry Potter bar.
Oh, the whole snakes dying if Tom's got one in the chamber.
Yeah, that was my favorite bar.
That was fun, yeah. And the whole him got a spare fag, mate. They ain't fucking spare. But you can have one.
Yeah, if you know Yunnan, you know why that's accurate.
Yeah, I can imagine. And then in judging, I got Yorks, who gives it to you 2-1. Yunnan takes the third for him. Willsey 2-1 Yunnan. He has second and third to Yunnan. Sojitsu Yunnan takes it. Tony thinks it's an amazing battle. Feels Yunnan still goes on a bit too long for him personally. So he gives it to 2-1. Deciding vote comes down to Locksmith, who gives it to Yunnan. I mean, look, it's a split vote, isn't it, at the end of the day? You can't really be too angry at it. It is dependent on the day, but still a performance that's just growing even from the DNA battle. It seems like it's getting better and better.
Yeah, it was.
I mean, pushing forward from this, you were very busy. 2016 seemed to be one of your busiest years so far in battling. I've not really made any notes for this, but just the Mackenzie clash. How did that come about? That's quite an interesting matchup.
Some strange decisions in 2016. I think battling wise, I'm not like. I think Mackenzie's good, man. Like Mackenzie's good. I think I just wanted, because my main goal from the beginning of the year, because I was doing a lot of shows with people too, and so I wanted to hit as many stages as possible in as many places as possible. And so when Mackenzie hit me up saying he was doing his own kind of like thing, I was like, I've never been to Scotland. It would be nice to perform in Scotland, see what it's like in the crowd. But I had the Jay Short battle already locked, but it was meant to be 2 days afterwards, but it ended up being the next day. So the Jay Short battle was a bit.
It was, because it was a 2 day sort of doubles revival thing, wasn't it? But it ended up a lot of it getting shelved.
Yeah, and just being on the Saturday. So I did the Mackenzie battle on the Friday in Glasgow for his thing, his Iron Bars League, I think. Yeah, Iron Bars. And then gotten the coach back. And by the time I was back in Manchester, I had 4 hours to sleep before I get to the venue for the next one. So I didn't bother. I'd been drinking the day before and continued. Reason I thought it was a better idea to continue drinking rather than to stop and try and deal with the material. But I don't know if I even had a chance of getting a third round out against Jay Short. I'd put it together very on the day, basically. I tried to put the third round together. So I overestimated what I was able to do by taking two battles so close to each other.
And you gifted Jay Short one of his best ever flips, though.
Yeah, the Nate Diaz flip. Oh man, it was good. It was definitely good. Yeah.
But I mean, talking of on stage car crashes, we'll get to Innuendo.
Yeah.
When I met this chick, I was gas. Let's get slick like gas. She mentioned she wanted to get this dick. No Netflix, and I was gassing in a hotel room. No joke, bro. No gas. She was letting the logo fast. I was so gas. So road in the post, so mad that she knows how to blow. No gas. I hit it for a minute when I did the toe stripping in the phone so bad. If you're looking at ice, it will both throw back. If you're looking at ice, it will both throw back. I don't give a fuck what you say.
What happened here? This is quite a feisty sort of interaction, isn't it?
Yeah, that was such a weird night. I think what happened was I'd gotten to the venue at 8:00, right? So at night, it was an evening event, a late event. Maybe even earlier. I might have been there by 7. I don't know. But we got to the venue and a lot of the battles had been canceled. It was one of the it wasn't a great event. As an event, it wasn't a great event. A lot of battles got canceled. You had the Uno Lavos battle against Crisis. it kind of, there was a lot of waiting time, and I didn't actually get on stage to battle Innuendo till about 3 a.m. I'd been drinking. I don't know if he'd been drinking. But yeah, by the time it got to our battle, there wasn't much of a crowd either. By the time it got to our battle, so like Innuendo was getting pissed off because there was no crowd reactions. I was just being outspoken as fuck, like just I don't know what was in my mind when I was doing what I was doing, but I was just getting like, I was like provoking him while he was like trying to ask to get it rewound and shit. I was like, fuck this guy, what's he talking about? I had bars for the battle, we actually did the battle again.
I heard, yeah.
We did because after all the scuffle and everything, or whatever happened, it wasn't even really just a bit of a conflict on stage.
Yeah.
We had an argument outside the venue, but then ended up just like going to the hotel and getting smashed together. Like, and we Facebook lived us doing our rounds a cappella to Viewpoint at like, I don't know, 6 a.m. or something. It was just a weird time. I don't know why that battle escalated to or of that happening.
Yeah, it seems to start with him basically dictating what words you can and can't say.
Yeah,
and then it sort of you fuel to the fire with the whole him begging for wheel ups.
Yeah,
and then he starts pointing at the DJ and saying how shit he is.
Yeah.
Was that Kuvu?
Yeah, it was. It wasn't the DJ's fault. It was the fact that we didn't have much of a crowd left. We honestly didn't. Yeah, the crowd was there. Like, there's no point wheeling it up if there's just like one guy going woo. Like the bars were nice, but like there wasn't enough of a vibe in the room to carry it. And so we created our own vibe on stage. It was a different one, but we did have one.
And I guess before we get onto UKBL, I just want to ask you about the sort of, because the UKBL comes along, and then a lot of people think, is that you severing ties with Don't Flop completely, or?
Well, not really.
I mean, Soul Battle was going to happen, so
yeah. I mean, it's not. I don't really know how to comment on it. I mean, I don't think there's any. I don't really know. Like after I created the UKBR, I wasn't going to battle on Don't Flop, and the staff or whatever weren't really speaking or having any kind of an interaction. But then, like, closer it got to the day of the event, things kind of like I got offered the Soul Battle for one, kind of out of the blue, to be honest. And then everyone was there, like all the Don't Flop staff were there in the room on the day of the event. So like I chopped it up with them for a bit, and like, I don't know, like it's not really severing ties. That wasn't the intention anyway. I tried to explain this to Callum when he was messaging me about it, telling me how stupid I was for doing it. I was trying to say I'm not trying to like burn any kind of a bridge here, but if that's how it goes, that's how it goes. I just need to kind of do this because I know it's what I want to do.
But I mean, it's a huge undertaking, isn't it, to start your own league?
Yeah, it doesn't feel like that when you're kind of like on the outside looking in. It doesn't really feel that much, but when you start getting into having to actually put it together, it starts. There's a lot to it. It can be stressful at times, but it's also a lot of fun. Do you mean I'm only just started, but it's been fun so far. So, and
I mean, had you and Cracker on before the From the Ashes event, which is a really interesting chat. But I mean, in retrospect, how did the first event go in your eyes?
Yeah, it was good. I mean, there are definitely things we need to improve on.
Well, it's the first event, isn't it? I mean,
yeah. Like it was naturally there are going to be things we need to change. It was. The battlers had good performances on a whole. We had some, like, I think there were some more one-sided battles than I thought it would be. There's some, battlers
Pedro
like...
won.
Yeah. 3-0 Pedro, clearly. No, Juan was sick, though. I rate Juan for his... Dope. Yeah, no, it was good fun. I'm glad that I kind of got my head around it. I was running around like a headless chicken for a lot of the night. So like I didn't say hi to everybody that I wanted to say hi to and things like this. We had some issues with Rivers getting into the venue. We were going to have to do the main event outside, all this shit. But like, it all happened in the end. Like everything happened in the venue. We also had a bit of noise problems from noise downstairs. Sure. So we there are things we had to learn from. We picked a new venue for the next one. That's a bit nicer, soundproofed, and it can hold a few more people. So it was a good event. I learned a lot, and hopefully we continue making the events better as they go along. No, man, it's great. I mean, yeah, from the outside looking in, the battles released at the time of recording, it's been Tony versus Cojay, Cracker versus O'Shea, and Pedro versus One. They've all been really good. Like, you know, very, very watchable. I mean, I guess the one criticism that I've seen a lot on the comments is the kind of camera angle's a little too close. Yeah, definitely. But that's just something, you know. Yeah, like there was... we basically, I told him use the main angle as little as possible because we had, for whatever reason, the lighting was meant to be from both sides, and one of the lights was just caught. I don't know why they didn't. The main angle had the kind of lens flare on it, so we didn't use the main angle too tight. So we relied on the second angle, which was meant to be like the cut angle instead of the main ones. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, these are all very fixable things. Like he just needs to it was their first event, by the way. Yeah. They'd never done battle rap before. So yeah, I think they're very aware. The production guys and myself are very aware of what needs to change for the next one. And they got the sound pretty well considering what it was like in the room. So I've got faith, and I think the next event will look a lot better. Yeah, that's exciting, man. And that's got Shox and Unan, hasn't it, headlining? Yeah, Shox and Unanimous is the headline there, That's cool, man. That's a big battle. Yeah, it is a real big battle. I've actually heard some of Shox's material too. Jesus, I don't know how, that guy's crazy. He's just on some next shit. Yeah. And just before you wrap up then, shame that you and Soul couldn't have gone down. Yeah, it is deep because I had some shit. And I would have liked to get it out. I was just down. I was out. There was no way. I couldn't have left my house, let alone made it to the venue and get on stage. I was in a bad way. Do you know what I'm saying? But we both showed each other our material. Soul shit was obviously amazing, as usual. I don't know if that'll ever happen again, but I mean, it is what it is. These things happen. Yeah, I watched his. He uploaded his round, didn't he, on Viewpoint? And Jesus, it was nice, man. Yeah, he had a real good round. Yeah. I mean, no surprise, Soul is a champ for a reason. But of course, we'll wrap up with a few quickfire questions, Cojay. The first one being favorite Don't Flop battle. Favorite Don't Flop battle? Oh, Jesus, quick. I don't know if this is a quick answer. I don't know. I think maybe just because it was two of my favorites, and it was a battle that I latched onto for a while with Tony D. O'Shea. I mean, both my two of my favorite battlers of all time. And they were both great. I mean, so it's probably Tony D. O'Shea. I'd watch that again and again. Or I mean, the obvious one, Shoddy and Arsenal is undeniably one of the best battles of all time. Oh yeah, hell yeah, yeah, incredible shit. King of the Dot. King of the Dot. Favorite battle on King of the Dot. I don't know. I think the shit changes too much. I think it changes a lot. I mean, obviously, because it was my first battle, it's not the best battle on King of the Dot. Disaster versus Cannabis is not the best battle. But if you just watch Disaster's round, maybe it is. But I don't know. I can't answer that question. It's too difficult. You're making. Actually, do you want my favorite battle of recent times? I mean, it's not too recent enough. Ilmac versus Big K. Oh yeah. That's Big K was firing, Ilmac was crazy, the concept round in the third. So I'm gonna stick with that.
Yeah, no, that is wonderful. URL?
URL, yo, I don't watch URL much these days because I just don't get it a lot of the time.
Sure.
What my favorite?
JC Chiller, maybe?
Yeah, well, yeah, it would have to be JC Chiller. It would have to be JC Chiller because that's actually fire.
Yeah.
I think that in recent years, in at least the last year, I don't watch too many of the URL battles because I think they're just like, they're using a lot of the same wordplay and the same slang over and over. I think like because the crowd that they feel like they have to cater for, they just don't seem to like, it doesn't seem to give them much room to be creative in. So
that's fair.
I don't watch them too much.
Last two questions, non-battle rap related. The first is Cojay. What's your favorite film?
My favorite film? Oh man, that's another hard question. I actually to see Inception 3 times.
Right, yeah.
Leonardo DiCaprio was crazy in that film. I don't know what happened, why Inception was such an important film to me, but it was like, I felt like every time I watched it, I noticed something else. I mean, it's not exactly one of the classic films, but it's one of my favorites.
It's a very
good
good movie. Yeah, it is a very good movie. Yeah,
I would say that was one of my favorites. Yeah,
good answer. No one said that one before.
I've never referenced it either. I don't know. I should do it at some point.
No. Innuendo references it against you.
Really?
He says like I'm going to spin his top like that thing in Inception or something like that.
Okay, yeah, sick. I've actually never watched that battle, you know.
Oh God.
so I don't know.
Don't.
No, I won't.
And finally, your favorite musical artist or band that is in no way hip hop related.
In no way hip hop. My favorite artist. Actually, you know what? Right now is a guy named Knox Brown.
Okay.
Have you heard of Knox Brown?
No.
All right. Okay. Well, he has an EP called Searching. It's like soul music, but it's like modern soul. It's real nice. Like he's got great voice. It's nothing really hip hop.
Right. Okay. Cool.
But it's real nice. I would suggest anyone who hasn't this, check him out because he's real good. He's a UK artist, real good.
All right, cool, man. So I guess finally, how do people get at you? You know, Twitter, Facebook, UKBL, that sort of stuff.
Yeah, get at me on Twitter at Cojay the Rapper. Get at us at the UKBL on the Twitter and Instagram. Our YouTube channel is youtube.com/UKBL Battles, or you could just search UKBL. We're all over the place. UKBL.co.uk, all that good shit. You know what I mean?
Cojay, thanks so much, man. This has been great.
Thanks for the time, man. It's been good talking to you, bro.
Yeah, you too, man.